All right, welcome back. This is Tyrell from the Nosebleeds. Just want to say thank you all to all the support and the people commenting, sharing, subscribing, and just liking the video. Get the critiques. Everything has been so um, grateful. I'm grateful about it. It's been very important to me that that this happens. So today, if you guys saw the community post, it is the state of the channel address for September of 2025. Like I said in the August one, if you guys watched that, this is gonna be a monthly thing, talking about potential plans that I have for the channel, things that are going on behind the scenes as far as some of the equipment. Um, and then also just kind of a monthly thank you to my fans and the supporters and kind of a welcome to the channel to new people. So let's get started with this, right? So in when we did the when I did the first state of the channel address or whatever you want to call it, when I first did it back in August, it was only last month. Um, the channel only had like at most 15 subscribers, and I started to put in the kind of in the introduction and welcoming people. And I do want to say this real quick: if this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. If it's your reoccurring time, thank you for coming back. So I had about 15 subscribers, and I'm gonna say the same sentiment that I said then that I'm saying now. I do this for fun. I do this for a hobby. Maybe just get my voice out there a little bit. If the camera's going in and out of focus, I'm sorry. I don't know why it's doing that. It's a basic webcam, a basic Chromebook webcam at that. Um, but I remember saying this is a hobby of mine. I do want to upgrade things like the lighting and everything. And actually, you can see a difference in the lighting between when I did that and when I'm doing this now. When I did the last state of the channel video, and granted, I know because I can see it on my reflection. My camera's going in and out of focus, and I don't know why it's doing that. It's never done that before, but I'm actually gonna point up to my setup a little bit, and if I can, because I got this thing hooked up, I just unplugged my charger. I got this light, so I got this light right here, and that was one of the best upgrades I actually did for the channel. It improved my lighting tremendously, and I have actually reached up. I have three different settings for this. This light back here was in my bedroom, but I decided to bring it out here because it's the only lamp I got, as you can see with this other lamp right here. It's the only lamp that I got a lampshade on, and I got an LED light bulb in there as well. So kind of toyed around with it and then got this color. It looks purple, but it's actually blue. So the camera on this thing is on this Chromebook that I'm recording on is not the best. It really isn't. As you can see, it's kind of going in and out of focus. Um, trying to make adjustments, and then kind of the lights in the background are very bright, and I can't even adjust the white balance on this camera. So I have been looking at webcams. I also been looking at just getting a new laptop in general, so I can start doing video editing and try to create some thumbnails. I'm not good at Photoshop. I'm pretty solid at video editing. I went to media school. So some of those skills I kind of lost a little bit, but it'd be great to touch up on it again. So that's kind of the thought process of things going now. So the light that I showed you guys, I plan on getting another light. I think right here, got the lapels mics as promised when we do videos with the whiteboard, and yeah, that's pretty much what's new with this channel. Like I said, I'm saving up money for a webcam, saving up money for another light, saving up money get a to get a better computer and get a better webcam. Like I said, and try to get another whiteboard actually and an easel, like a kind of a smaller whiteboard, so it better angle and stuff like that. So there's things that I'm looking at through my videos where I'm like, okay, this can improve or that can improve. I'm looking at other videos too to see how they do things, and just kind of picking and choosing, and also picking and choosing, but also um making it my own, or trying to make it my own. It's not a lot of things that people get on this app and haven't seen. So, like I said, the channel started at 15 subs. We're now at 71 at the time of this video. And like I said, I remember saying that I wanted to get to 50 by the end of this month. And then I did a video about the Undertaker Matt Lyda situation. And again, just like most of the videos that I have, I'm thinking that, it'll get like 80 views, 50 views. I hope it cracks 100. And then as I'm watching, it's like 100, then 2, then 5, then 8, then 1,000. Then right now it's 2.7 thousand views. I don't expect it to grow that much larger since it's old news. And yeah, that caught me off guard, and I gained subscribers. I got to see people comment on things, whether it was critiques or just the topic of the video in of itself. And I was very, very like stunned at how everything went. I was very, very stunned that it gained views like that. I also been going into Reddit to see what I can learn. Kind of share the channel there too. Maybe I'll do that again. I kind of don't want to do shameless plugs. I know that's a one way to earn subscribers, but I still want to do it the hard way. Maybe it's a stupid way. I don't know. But nonetheless, we did that, and then we did both of the NBA jersey rankings, which I decided not to do any more of that. Those only got like 6 views or 10 views here. Didn't get a lot of interaction with that. Again, I know this is a hobby of mine, but I still want some type of interaction. Or if I'm like, okay, this is not working, I'm gonna get rid of it. Maybe it pick up steam as we go through the NBA season, as the NBA season get closer. Who knows if it gains traction or not? So there's pretty much that. So we also covered the Roger Jackson's Psycho Stu situation. And again, I know I say in videos I like to wait until things come out and everything unfold, but it was such a shocking event. It was such a huge event. It was something that deep down inside I low-key didn't want to wait for it. And I kind of wish I did wait on it a little bit. And this is why I say this. In part 2 of the video breakdown that we did on this channel, not the live one, but the other one, when everything first came out, I talked about the first person, not Doug, but the other person who came in. He had the face paint on and was wearing all black. And I criticized him for not trying, what I saw on video, not trying hard enough to pull Roger Jackson off him, or, acting hesitant. I know it's a high pressure situation, but it was like, I remember saying along the lines, like, if you're going to make the attempt to stop that situation, you should try harder. Not realizing, and this is to my own fault and my own admission, and it's something that my parents have taught me: even when you're wrong, take accountability of your actions. And it's okay to admit when you're wrong. I was highly wrong, knowing what I know now. And this is probably not going to get reached out to him or not, but I do want to apologize to him. I still haven't gotten a name, but I do want to apologize, because little did I know when talking about that in the first breakdown, and actually I think I briefly brought it up in the second breakdown, little did I know that he was only 17 years old. So for that, I want to apologize. I recant every single statement when it comes to me saying that about him, about he should have tried harder. I can't imagine, we were all 17 at one point. I can't imagine a 17-year-old trying, a trained MMA fighter, or even if you don't know he's a trained MMA fighter, this big dude beating up another big dude, right? Like, to the point where it's looking real bad. I can't imagine doing what Doug did in that situation. And he kind of didn't have the right angle. I rewatched the whole video, especially after finding out he was 17. And I actually applaud him. I actually applaud him now. Now that I know his age, now if it was, yes, would it be different? If he was 25 or 26 years old. Yes, it'd be different. I probably was have that sentiment that I had earlier on when I thought he was about 24, 25 years old. But knowing that he's 17 and is in a tough situation as a minor, as a 17-year-old that's trying his absolute best in a situation he probably has never found himself in, that I'm sure most people have not found themselves in. And we know that Doug is a trained fighter and everything like that. I do, and this is the only thing I'm gonna say about the Roger this situation because I know it's getting old and played out or whatever it may be, and we know that Stuart Smith, Psycho Stu, he's recovering well and he's up and stable, and we know the prayers have been answered. He's is looking like he's kicking out at 2.5, and people are supporting his GoFundMe page and everything like that. So we're glad to see that. So I do want to apologize to that 17-year-old kid. He had one. Let's be honest here. He had no business um, being there as far as being the one to break things up, right? Especially when you got now Doug is trying to fight his way through to let him to save Psycho Stu, but the 17-year-old he was there first, and he did something that grown ass ref didn't do. He did something that Psycho Stu opponents didn't do, which that piece of shit did the pin and then the ref counted it. Um, he tried. He really did try, and as somebody that being 17 in a situation he probably has not been in or to that magnitude before to even try to make the attempt, and really one can make the case that he probably more than likely saved Psycho Stu's life because who knows how many more punches he could have landed if he didn't tug on Roger Jackson's shoulder or anything like that. And I didn't look at it from that point of view the very first time. I didn't see it from that point of view. I just saw it as this dude is probably like at most 25 years old and is not trying as he should or is panicking under pressure, knowing that he's a minor. It makes sense why that hesitation was there, and then imagine just we saw what Roger did with a grown man. Imagine what he did with that 17-year-old. So things are unfolding. I think I saw somewhere where he got arrested. I think Doug said something he got arrested. I know Skeleton Podcast did a follow up. I haven't watched it yet. We'll give it a chance. Like I said, I'm only mentioning this because I just found out literally like yesterday that this kid was 17 years old. You kind of tend to move on with your life, but yeah, I just wanted to address that. Even if it doesn't reach out to him, for the people that watch the original breakdown, I have no issue admitting that I'm wrong about a take or admitting that I was incorrect about things. I think a lot of people should do that more, and I think a lot of people's pride and ego gets in the way of that, but this is not a society talk whatsoever on that. So, again, 71 subscribers is a lot. I want to get to 100 by the end of this month. I think it's possible. Let's talk about some ideas, some video ideas and video content coming up. So let's start off with this. Number one, we will be doing Cleveland Browns game reviews at the end of every single game live on YouTube. We're definitely going to be doing that. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. It'll probably be around like 6 or 7 p.m. So like depending on like most of the time Browns play a 1 o'clock game. Unless they're on the West Coast, then we'll do that review later in the night. But the reason why I kind of mentioned this in one of the lives, I think it was the Roger Jackson update live. Towards the end of that update, I mentioned that I tend to have my child over the weekend, so I don't do any YouTube videos when I have my son for obvious reasons, especially with my son being so young. It's not like my son is 19 years old where I can tell him to go watch TV. Give me like 30 minutes to an hour, and then we could do that. My son is very, very young. He's under 2 years old, and I have to be very attentive to him because obviously. So, yeah. So usually when I go and drop my son off, that's when I have the time to do these videos and do research or anything like that. Also, another thing that's coming up that I'm starting to work on right now is we are going to rank every single team's franchise quarterback. So that's going to be a fun topic because there going to be some videos um where teams are going to get lumped together just because of how few quarterbacks they have as franchise quarterbacks. And I'll explain the criteria when we get down to that. I'm writing out the criteria right now. I want to get to 6 criterias, and I have 4. And in order to be considered a franchise quarterback, according to my criteria, which I think is a valid criteria, um, you have to check off at least 3 out of the 6, or check off the 2 major ones. So I give you a little preview. So one of those check boxes would have to be the quarterback had to stay on the same team for 4 consecutive years. There's other things like playoffs and contracts and starts, all that other stuff. So I'll get down to the numbers of that once I come up with the criteria, and we're gonna actually go through that. I know that seems like a kind of a off-season video, but we're actually more than likely gonna start that either sometime this month or even next month around this time that I do the state of the channel for October. So that's pretty much it with this video. Is just going through that. Obviously, we're gonna go through the NBA, and also, as I've like mentioned briefly or sporadically, I'm gonna be watching hockey for the very first time. I have had no interest in hockey throughout my entire life. It's been one of those sports that has not caught on to me. But however, I did watch a little bit of the playoffs this year, and then I watched the Stanley Cups, and I was very intrigued and entertained by things, and I was starting to like the sport. And then I started looking at the history a little bit, checking out different YouTube channels, and then also just watching old games. And the thing that I'm gonna say this right now, the thing I have noticed about watching hockey, and I actually learned this from a YouTube channel, and that is watch the player movement. I think a lot of times a lot of people don't watch hockey is because it's hard to follow the puck. And that was one of the reasons why I didn't watch hockey. But if I follow the player's movement and the player's body language, both offensively and defensively, then I can know where the puck is, and that makes more sense. So we're going to go through that journey together. As a first-time hockey fan, I'm not going to try to be analytical and break down everything because I don't know. I haven't watched hockey. It's different watching football or basketball where I've watched it my entire life and know what a good team looks like, know what a bad team. I don't know that about hockey. So we're going to learn that along the way. I actually might do a video where I react to some of hockey's biggest hits or some of hockey's loudest crowd reactions, and we might actually do that live. So who knows with that. So that is it with this video. This is the state of the channel for September 2025. Let's get this channel to grow to 100 subscribers by the end of this month. We're 29 subscribers away. Let's take this to the furthest that we can go. As my boy JC says, and go subscribe to All Ground Sports if you want more content from me personally. Subscribe to All Ground Sports. I'll probably put like an info card in the beginning of that. We just did the Vegas picks for week 1, so we'll be doing that, and then we also do the reviews for every single game. As the season goes on. It's very fun. I've been on there for years now, and it's great. So go subscribe to All Ground Sports. For my Raiders fans, go subscribe to Raider Ragu for all your Raiders news and breakdowns and anything that is the Las Vegas Raiders. Subscribe to Raider Ragu. He is the guy, the number 1 man with the plan. So there's that. And I also want to say thank you all. God, this camera sucks. I can admit that. I'm looking at it going in and out of focus. But I do want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. I also want to say welcome to all the new subscribers. I want to give a shout out real quick to Christian, to Nick, and to Wicked. Those guys have been very interactive with the channel, and they've been great. They've been superb. So I do want to give them a special shout out. And to all my subscribers, I'm going to give you a shout out because you could have just decided to skip it, but you didn't. You clicked on it, you subscribed, you kept clicking on it. And I want to say thank you for watching. I want to say thank you for letting my hobby grow, letting my passion grow, and it's helped me keep myself dedicated. So I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to everybody that has critiqued, that has commented, that has liked, that has done anything to help me grow as a content creator, to help me grow as a person as far as bettering my research and just overall love and support. I do want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It has not gone unnoticed and is very, very appreciative. And let's try to get this thing to 100 subscribes. 100 subscribers. Let's do it. Let's do it. I think we could do it. I think it's very, very possible. So, but we'll see. So the next time you'll probably be hearing from me, more than likely will be the Browns live reaction. We might do a quick run through of the NFL games to slate, and we'll also talk a little bit of Notre Dame football as well. What I expect from them out of Texas against Texas A&M. We'll probably talk about that either tomorrow or Friday. But yeah, that's it. That's a possibility with those. With with things going on in my life, I do got to find the time to do this. But I do want to say again, thank you all for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Let's take this to the further extent. And like my boy JC say, you could have been anywhere else, but you're right here. But you chose to be here. And then for that and for everything, thank you so, so much. This is Tyrell from the Nosebleeds, signing off.